157.
157 episodes later, today's a bloodbath. It is the 3rd of December, December 3rd, 2021. One day before Jason and Nick's birthday. Happy birthday, because I will not see you guys tomorrow. Jason, I will not see you for about a month, right?
I'll be back right after Christmas. I am on the road to Florida right now.
Now, are you and Governor DeSantis going to get together and talk about his run for presidency?
I think he's going to run again for the re-election in Florida. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. It's got to be somebody from the center right. It can't be any more of these guys from the left. I'm sorry.
Can we go to my screen real quick? Now, these are all just the little symbols I was going to pick for bloodbath today. This is what I'd call the market, a bloodbath, small cap market. What do you think, Jason? Bloodbath today?
Capitulation. I'm seeing 52-week lows all across the small cap sector. It's just really, really, really bad.
Yeah, it was ugly. But I'm in a good mood because there were holiday gifts given today. You could step up and buy things you wouldn't normally buy for the prices you could buy them for. You know, specifically for me, Bitcoin I think hit 52,000.
Did any go below 4?
Wow, I don't know.
Yeah, it did.
I'm gonna look it up just today only. Let's see here.
Canon was down 27%. It was like 680, maybe even lower.
Yeah, so I saw Bitcoin at 52,622. It's rallied back to 53,817. This is a 12-hour chart. We look at the last 24 hours of Bitcoin. It has been a pretty well. I mean, you know, we were in Dubai. A few of us, Jason, obviously you weren't there, but there were others on the team that were in Dubai, and we hit that high of 69,000. And I think that people saw me get up on stage, and they saw that I was, obviously going to be heavily invested in Bitcoin, and they decided that would be the top short term. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean? The market doesn't know that I own Bitcoin?
The market is not, no. The stock ticker symbol DPW is not tied to the algorithms in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading.
Are you sure? Because I think we get all the downside, and when Bitcoin rallies, we don't get the upside. I was looking last night. I was looking last night at Riot, and they said they had like 20. How many miners did they say they had? Like 22,000 or 29,000?
Yeah, 29,000.
Right, and they said they were going to be at 3 equihash. We're going to be at 2.4 equihash.
Yeah.
There's maybe a little bit of a discrepancy there. I don't know what that is, but hey, what do I know? You know, I just keep buying it. Yeah. What do I know?
I mean, that's all we're doing. I agree. There's just inefficiency in the market. 2.2 exahash. I mean, we're scaling fast, super fast, in my opinion. Don't let my opinion stand in the way. Actually, look at the press releases and look at the purchase agreements. And, make your own decisions. This is not financial advice. I'm not recommending anything here, but, it is what it is. We have a plan. It's a 10-year plan. We are really just getting started here. We've learned a lot. We acquired a data center. We paid cash for the data center. We control our destiny. Here we are at $1.50. And, happy Friday.
Hey, Jason, I saw that DD is going to delist from the New York Stock Exchange. Just 6 months ago, they went public. Can you go to my screen real quick? So about 6 months after going public, the Chinese government is effectively, we all know they're forcing them to delist.
They are.
They're going to delist, and they're going to list in Hong Kong. But they listed in the United States because Hong Kong wouldn't take them, because Hong Kong does not like to list companies that don't make a profit. You have to be profitable to list on the Hong Kong exchange. And so I think there's a lot of questions, and they're not going to delist until June of next year. So it's just really strange to me that something lists on the New York Stock Exchange. 6 months later, they announced they're not going to be listed on the exchange. And then they're going to go list in Hong Kong. Now, DD's CEO and the management team pledged to make sure that people knew that their shares would be tradable on a national exchange somewhere else, and that they would be able to trade their ordinary shares there. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but it is pretty bad. Thoughts?
I think you might have saw the same Bloomberg article that I did about China just cracking down on any of these companies going public on a American exchange, and it's a question that I have about a certain SPAC that is just registered and their intent to do an uplisting with BitDeer. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, isn't that a Malaysian company?
Oh, you know what? It's Singapore. Yeah, I do apologize. It is. It's Singapore.
Yeah.
Well,
it is what it is, right? Hey, Willie, what's up, my friend? We can't hear you, Willie. Willie has more technical difficulties than anyone I know
mute.
when it comes to.
Willie's on mute. Yeah.
Willie, you're on mute, buddy.
Sorry. I was busy looking at the messages down here to see what was going on down there. I'm doing well. I mean, we're making some progress, and it's funny what happens when you start kicking arse, but that's okay if that's what it needs to do. But just kind of watching out for what's going on here and pushing the convention forward.
Let's answer some questions because I see a sort of a bloodbath happening here, and I'm sure people have a lot of questions that they want to ask. So I'm going to go to the questions. Jason, I don't know, can you see them on your screen, or do you not have those up?
I see some of them. There we go. Here we go.
So DRDP29, Todd, when is the tickle QSIP change? I tweeted that out. The QSIP and symbol change the morning before Monday the 13th. So when you wake up on Monday the 13th, new QSIP, new name, new symbol Nile, N-I-L-E, name BitNile Holdings, and QSIP, obviously we will publish. This person says, Todd, a suggestion from me, a big fan, please stop suing message board posters. It makes you look guilty. It does?
What? That's probably WW.
So a message board person can threaten my family and it makes me look guilty if I go after them? Huh.
That's crazy.
I don't think so. But
no, that's absolutely absurd.
Will any options be affected? No. Let's see here. Brett Hansen.
What do we got here?
Double trouble.
Sue them all, yeah.
Shiba is going to be taken seriously. Any thoughts? I don't know. I own enough Shiba that if it went to $1, I'd never work again.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any dry powder? Yeah. We actually took some positions today. Continue to increase some positions in others. More on that later. Let's see here. Sale of the newest shareholder. Movement Garage. Bitcoin will be a global currency in the near future. Todd and Jason, get those new miners up and running quickly, ready for now.
We're going.
We're
Marcus
doing.
Trader.
Trust me, we're doing it as fast as we can. There's no question. Yep. Bumper Boilermaker, $135,000 from me. I think negative. Wow, that sucks. Patience. DPW needs a pump. I don't know what that means. What's a pump mean?
I think they were hoping that they were talking earlier about your blackout position and hoping that you would be buying some back.
Oh, my blackout position was removed yesterday and today.
Yeah,
for sure. We'll see.
Yep. We'll just keep working. We can't control the share price. So all we can do is execute the plan. So
Jason, let's go. I know you've been traveling, but I want to go over a couple stories, sort of the top stories out there. What's strange to me about us getting this new, what is it? Omicron?
Mm-hmm.
Omnicron?
Whatever it's called. All of the filings seem to indicate that it's actually more transmittable but less serious, meaning the actual conditions for it are muted, meaning the reaction if you get it are muted. I did get my vaccine yesterday, my booster, so I'm on Moderna number 3. They told me it was a smaller dose. It hurt like hell, not from a pain like immediate pain, and not so. I don't think that's fair to say. It wasn't an acute pain; it was a soreness. I couldn't lift my arm. It hurts even now when I lift my arm. It's like sore, When I touch it, it's like someone took a hammer to it. But I didn't. My wife says she didn't feel anything, and then of course, Later on, her arm killed. You could barely lift your arm. Even right now, it's really painful. But I got that booster. What about you, Brad? You got a booster? Did you get the vaccine? You're not on camera. No, you didn't get a vaccine, right? Right. But you had COVID and you went into the hospital, right? But you got your natural immunities.
And monoclonal antibodies.
Right. Good for you.
You know, Todd, Chris, my son Chris, he just got his booster as well, and it put him down. Like I
was down for half a day, just like not feeling well, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was a smaller dose, but all up until from day before yesterday until all the way up until last night, he was like, "Yeah, this thing kicked my butt."
When you got COVID, Brad, was it scary for you? The actual, like, did you get a sense that it could get out of control, or were you just not feeling good?
I did have that sense it could get out of control when I went to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
Because I had a mild case of pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
So you then think, well, what if it goes from this stage to the next stage to the next stage? Is there going to be a way to get back?
Right.
Unfortunately, it was mild.
And you got the monoclonal antibodies.
I got that, and I felt unbelievable after that.
So you reacted very quickly to that.
Very quickly.
Now they have a pill you can just take, and that pill reduces outcomes by about 50%.
Yeah, it's called ivermectin.
Do you actually think the pill is ivermectin?
I'm just saying that the 40 or 80 cent pill of ivermectin has been administered to billions of people.
I think this
and
show's
they're
going to be blocked. I can feel it now.
Yeah, well,
I'm just sitting here. The red flags are just flipping, like they're coming off of like sparks off of your tongue right now, Jason.
Well, no, that's not the case because Joe Rogan gets millions of viewers, and he actually pulled out the actual prescribed medicine when he had Sanjay Gupta on the show, and that was when he called Sanjay Gupta's crew out at CNN for, lying about ivermectin. So yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna do something. If you go to my screen and I go to a split screen, I'm gonna call out somebody who I've admired a long time. I have lots of friends who are from China, and Charlie Munger says he wishes cryptocurrencies had never been invented, and he admires China for banning them. You admire China because they want to control their citizens.
Wow.
I honestly think that you don't get a pass here, right? You want to pass because you're older and you're rich. I had someone say to me, "Look what he's done for his shareholders. Look what you've done for DPW." Yeah, you're right. When I took over, DPW had $7 million in assets. It has more than $250 million, give or take, depending on what quarter it was. And you're right. Charlie's had 50 years. I've had 2.5. Okay, that makes sense. But okay, I'm not Charlie Munger. Never claimed to be. But the press gives him due because this is a headline that he admires them for banning it. Using that analogy, he's the guy who wants your cell phone traceable. The Chinese government should have full access to all your cell phone records, your emails, what you do with all your money. That's right. I mean, Jason, am I off my rocker here that Charlie Munger, who I admire as a businessman, says he admires China, but does he understand why China did it? Really? Does he think that it was they did it for fairness purposes? That they did it?
He doesn't understand. I mean, there's people that admire in China for bringing on genocide of Uyghurs. I don't even want to get into this. This is total nonsense. LeBron James, this is a joke. Enes Kanter became a U.S. citizen. He's an NBA basketball player, born in Sweden, actually raised in Turkey. And he's calling out all these people that are supporting, all these Marxist communist regimes, especially China. No, human rights. I don't care what Charlie Munger did for the shareholders. Let's dig deeper.
This is how U.S. citizens have to think yourself through this. Let's listen to his logic. Of course I hate Bitcoin's success, he said. I don't welcome a currency that's useful for kidnappers and extortionists and so forth. What? The U.S. dollar is What are you talking about? Are you Charles Lynn? I can give you a laundry. What in the hell are you talking about? Right.
The U.S. dollar is the flagship currency for.
Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Do you any? And by the way, Charlie, do you have any idea how much blood has been shed for the U.S. dollar? They're petrodollars. Our dollar is backed up by guns and weapons. By the way, we make the weapons. we at All Global, we own Gresham Worldwide. We are a single source supplier for certain planes that I will not name, in very important planes, although we have shareholders, idiots out there that claim it's not true. Been only been going on for that. Microphase has only been around for 63 years. Whatever. I'm cynical today. So,
you know what, Todd, I had an interesting conversation, and I won't say who it is because I don't want to. But this guy was saying that he has a friend that is very high up in the East Coast banking business, and they said one of the things that they hate is cryptocurrency, but that behind the scenes, and I don't want to start some like lunacy sort of conspiracy thing, but it makes sense to me that when you see statements like this being brought up, that one of the things that they are really trying to do is figure out how they can take back all of that control and keep the cryptocurrency under their control as well. And they said they wouldn't mind doing some underhanded things to make that happen. And it is sort of flooring to me when you see these guys who are incredible businessmen. They're very well established. They see what's going on, and when they see the amount of control that they're losing, their willingness to just immediately try to burn it to the ground.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, they're not conspiracies. These things are coming true. JP Morgan Chase has been fined billions of dollars for manipulating silver, precious metals market. It's a similar thing. They tamp down precious metals, prop up the dollar. I mean, real money is silver, is gold. It's been around for thousands of years. Now in this new generation with the technology in front of us, you could make a case that Bitcoin's in its very, very, very young infancy stage, but that you could make a case that it is digital gold. It has a finite number of coins available. It's being mined. The technology itself is unbelievable. So yeah, they're fearing the digital gold. They obviously fear silver and gold. I mean, the fiat currencies always fail. History always repeats itself. Here we are, the greatest country on earth, and are we in a downtrend?
But here's the best part. Here's the best part. Of course, I hate Bitcoin's success. He said, kidnapping, etc. Forth. Nor do I like shuffling out of an extra billions of dollars here or there. Somebody who invented a product out of thin air. No,
really?
no. Sorry, someone took science. They took technology, they created an infrastructure, the blockchain, and it required billions of dollars of energy to be spent on creating the network. We didn't just create Bitcoin. It gets created by energy, by mining, by people solving problems, by actually spending money. The reason why it's backed and works is because people spend dollars on it. They put money into the infrastructure. I mean, you listen to Michael Saylor talk about if you take a megawatt of power, right? And let's say that's worth $1 million, and you save it in energy storage, you lose 2% of it a month. If you transfer it, because you can only transfer it more than 500 miles, you lose 6% in transfer every time you transfer it. You're down 8% in 1 month if you transfer it right away. What they don't like about it is you can't deflate it or inflate it. You can't alter it. They don't like not having control. You can just print more U.S. dollars. I mean, look at Venezuela. There was a $5 billion note in Zimbabwe at one time. $5 billion.
Yeah, you should.
But
Yeah,
the kids use them for toys. The kids use them to make hacky sacks out of them.
And this excuse that they're making about it's not out of thin air. He's just wrong in what he says. He's just wrong. It has been created over a decade of people putting energy, power, and technology behind it. He doesn't want to say that technology can be harnessed, but yet I assure you, when cell phones first came out, I remember this, right? I was looking at a cell phone. It was like $5 a minute, and I heard someone say, and I said it too, like, I don't need a cell phone. I could just stop and use a payphone.
Yeah, try that now.
I mean, it's interesting to me because if you the thing that interests me about cryptocurrency, and I have you and Jason to think about this, is to thank for this, is that we're just ascribing a value to something, whether you're ascribing that value to a rock or a stone or a branch or a spice or whatever it is that is more difficult, a truffle, whatever it is that you want to ascribe that value to. That's human beings that have done that. The human mind has done that, and because it takes effort to get these things.
Let me give you one last analogy, okay? Okay, gold. There's more than 2% of new gold produced every year. Gold's valuable. There's no question. But if I send a spaceship up and I get a meteorite and I harvest that gold and I bring it back down to Earth, there'll be more gold on one of those meteorites than we have ever produced. And
You
the amount
just hit the exact example. Yeah.
and the amount of gold that could be produced in the United States and globally could double, triple, and all of a sudden the value of gold is going to go down. No one's suggesting that gold's not, and silver, although I would argue silver's used more than gold, but no one suggested that those metals aren't used for industrial components, and they're actually used for healthcare and other things. But we put gold on our hands because we like the way it looks, right? No matter what happens in the universe, all throughout the globe, if I travel to Pluto and back, which is no longer a planet, it was a planet when I was a kid, I go all the way back out to Pluto, and I come back. No matter what happens, you can never create more Bitcoin. There's never more of it. You can't go find more out in space. It's the only product, it's the only source of value where you can't simply print more. People complain about DPW. Of course, I told them in about 400 filings, we're going to raise money. And they all are alarmed. Oh my God, he's raising money. He has an ATM. Yes. Told you that was the plan, raise $1 billion. That's what we're, whatever. Doesn't matter that I say it. If it goes down, I'm a fraud. If it goes up, they're smart. That's what we know, right? If it goes down, it's all my fault, Todd's fault. If it goes up, they're smart for buying it.
Well,
whatever.
yeah, but it's Todd. It's the old, success has a million fathers and failure's a bastard.
Right. So getting back to Charlie, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. And just because you've been successful in the past, and you have been, and I completely respect your success, you're wrong here. You're wrong. The blockchain and what it does is going to it's going to change the way that we do business in the future. It's going to change authenticity. It's going to change the ability for you. You can't hack Bitcoin. You can't steal it from someone. Now, if you're stupid enough to leave your password out, yeah, of course you can. Yeah. But for him to say people use Bitcoin for nefarious reasons is like an insult. I mean, it's really, Charlie. Come on, man.
Willie, how about this? Willie, you probably know this. That just about every, maybe you can give me some insight. Like every Federal Reserve note, dollar bill, $10 bill, $20 bill has had cocaine on it, right, or something like that.
Well, I think there's an analogy out there about that, right?
Yeah,
there's stories in it about that, and I've yet to find the documentation that says that that's true. But I think the thing that's so interesting to me about where it's headed, and again, I have you and Todd to thank for this, is sitting and listening to you guys discuss cryptocurrencies, NFTs. It's like taking the red pill. Mm-hmm. Like you suddenly just have opened up the world, because I really feel like you're on the brink, and we are on the brink. As Todd said, I think transactions are changed forever by Bitcoin and by cryptocurrencies. I agree that Bitcoin is absolutely finite. That makes it more valuable, and the way that I see it impacting everyday life. We had a guest on Todd's podcast the other day, and he
Brekkie von Bitcoin.
He was talking about being in El Salvador at Bitcoin Beach and watching children come in with their smartphones and buying cornmeal with Bitcoin. Yeah. And I just thought that was a facet. Like, I really wish we'd have gone deeper into that experience. Because when you realize, you look at El Salvador, and we know that they're very pro Bitcoin, and they're going to use volcanic thermal energy to mine and everything. But when you break it down to something as basic as a villager child going in to buy cornmeal, the genie is out of the bottle at that point. Like, there's
he bought cornmeal with his Bitcoin for sure. Satoshis, right?
Yeah. Just that image alone, I would love to be down there in El Salvador and just go through and just really do a heavy documentary on, the changeover, because you're watching it happen, and it's going to happen in these small places like this. It's going to be unstoppable as it begins to move forward and they find the freedom that they have.
So I'm going to go to a story that is pretty disturbing. And it really did affect this coin company. Now, we were with them when we were buying the green miners in Dubai. They were sitting next to us, and I wouldn't say they were particularly nice to me. I asked them if they were publicly traded. They were jerks to me. They didn't treat me nice.
I already know who that is.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, you don't have to be nice to the little people like me. Now, I know I'm not a little person, but I'm smaller than they are in terms of size, right? In terms of economic size, economic power. But let's go to my screen, and Jason, I think you're going to really be interested in this story. Now, as we read this story, we find out that Elizabeth Warren is questioning the energy use of Bitcoin from Greenwich.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's what Jason, that's what he, it gets pretty, so it was, that's where Greenwich itself fell today after it got a letter from Senator Elizabeth Warren. The stock is in turmoil as a result. They have a mining facility in New York burning a power plant. And hey, what do you think there? Jason, you've been telling me that you thought that they were, I got to be careful here because I'm in this industry.
Yeah.
Do you want to make any comments? Because you've been commenting on this company for a while to me.
I have heard through some of my other partners that they left a bad taste in the mouth of a lot of people in upstate New York. And although Senator Elizabeth Warren represents her constituency in Massachusetts, you know, she has a right to express concern there. I'm not siding with Senator Warren. However, I have heard a lot of things about that company and what has transpired in upstate New York, although I have not been able to find that as truth. I am not, you know, I'm just saying that I've heard some things about them on upstate New York. I cannot confirm that.
I can assure you of three things. And this was a decision that we worked on as a board, as a company for DPW, before we changed the name to BitNile. Now, if you go on my Twitter account and you've followed me for a long time, you're going to find a Twitter account, BitNile, that I started in 2017. Those of you who think I'm a fly-by-night would notice that I started that in 2017, and you can't just change the date you start stuff on Twitter.
No.
I'm an advocate. I said over the next 10 years, we're going to bring a lot of companies public. We brought Alzheimer public. Turn on Green is going to happen someday. Gresham Worldwide will be a public company, we hope, or in some public transaction someday. All this has been disclosed to the public. All this has been disclosed to DPW shareholders. They want to act like it's new and don't read the filings. They say people plan more for their vacation than they do their portfolio. That's okay.
Yeah.
But BitNile's, the idea has been around for a long time. Now, we were not able to bring a public company out a couple years ago after the debacle of 1819 when crypto fell, and that really hurt us. We did 2 reverses. It was terrible. But I can tell you we're separating the companies now on the 13th. There'll be a new symbol, a new name, because we're completely committed to the idea of Bitcoin mining efficiently. We use nuclear power, as George Bush says, nuclear, whatever. About 83% is nuclear. We only use a tiny fraction, a little bit of coal. I think the blend of it is mainly green energy. We bought green energy miners with carbon credits that'll be delivered in, I believe, in August or July, one of the two. And we're committed to Bitcoin mining. We're committed to data center development around the country. We are obviously looking at additional data centers. And we're committed to DeFi initiatives. I've said it. We're all in on this one, right, Jason?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to take the legacy business that is Ault Alliance, and those legacy businesses include defense, power electronics, EV, the hotels, our real estate. We're going to take the legacy business, and we're going to spin that off into a subsidiary that will be dividended to the shareholders of what will then be the old DPW. It'll be now called BitNile. Yeah. But I want to rest assured, whether it's Elizabeth Warren or anybody else, we are completely committed to the blockchain, to this advancing technology, and we're going to bring in experts. we have been connected to an expert that really got us in with Bitmain in a big way. We're really excited about that. I'm not going to go into his name, but one of the central bankers that helped us raise $200 million is here today to have lunch with me. And we've developed a great group of people around here. We're not happy with the price of DPW. There's not a lot I can do about that right now, maybe in the future. But we're committed to Bitcoin. We're committed to the process of blockchain and DeFi initiatives, data center, enterprise, co-location, and hyperscale. I'm pretty excited about the weekend. Next week, hey, Jason, tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah.
Nick's
Happy birthday, brother.
Nick's birthday, one of our directors. Nick,
Thank
are you
you.
a director?
Technical director.
Are you technically a director?
I'm the technical director.
Technical director.
Yeah.
Skylar, what's up with you? We haven't spoken to you all day. You've been silent here.
I've just been listening. Yeah, I'm excited. It's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend.
Skylar,
Just
a shout out to
off.
your boyfriend. I don't even know if that's the right word, Roland, who we all know here on the show.
Yeah.
100. Is this 157 episodes?
157. Yeah.
On a really sad note, Roland's mother, who was fighting cancer for years, very, not that this is relevant. I don't know why when people say this is inappropriate, but a very attractive, vibrant, real estate professional
She's
who
beautiful.
loved her kids, died of colon cancer this week, right? What day was it?
On Tuesday morning.
So Skyla has been gone a few days because she was there by her side, holding her hand, and Roland, we're sorry for you, my friend. I don't know what condolences or it just I don't know
I guess
what
condolences.
I don't know what words you use when someone passes away. Willie, I know that you you lost your mom, and what do you say to someone? What does someone say to you when you lose your mom?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
I actually, the first thing that I say, of course, is, is I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, but I know how you feel. And you just recognize the fact that your life has changed in many, many ways. And that change doesn't leave you, but it's not always sad. There will be moments where you're very reflective and moments where you do, that you get sad and you miss them. I think you'll always miss them.
Yep.
But then it sort of changes to something that you accept better, and it affects the way that you approach the rest of your life.
Skylar, why don't you give us the joke of the day, and then we are going to be out of here. I know my friend Jason needs to sleep. He's been driving for like 20 hours straight. You're in Oklahoma City on your way to the great state of Florida to pick some oranges and bring them back for us. Skylar, what do you got?
What did the buffalo say to his son when he left on a trip?
What?
Bye, son.
Ha ha.
Bye, son. Yeah.
Hey, can you turn my my things on over here?
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Was that what I thought it was?
What?
Oh my. That was.
It was.
I know
Jason.
what that.
Wait.
I know what that was. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know what, Todd? I've got one that I'm going to send you, and is something that you can punch on your tablet there.
Bye. Have a great time.
We'll see if you like it. Okay,
hey,
if
listen,
you like it, we'll load it in.
I'm going to leave you this
Wow.
one. I'm going to leave you this one thought because we're a little frustrated with things that are happening. But today was a day where you could go do some bargain hunting. You could do some shopping. I am 11.5% Ashkenazi Jew, I'm told. No, I'm not kidding. I actually took a DNA test, and I told my mom, I thought I was Greek. No, it says you're Iberian. I don't even know what Iberian is. But it says I'm Balkan in English, but a little bit of Ashkenazi. So maybe I like
Todd,
maybe I like a
before you
bargain.
go, check your texts. I just sent you something, and you tell me if you like this. Did you get it?
Yeah, hold on. I love that.
You have my permission to use that anytime you want.
When did you do that?
That it's older. I was trying to make it my ringtone.
I like it. We're going to use that on the show next week.
All right, so you're welcome to Jason. I'll send it to you as well, so you'll have.
All right.
but it actually came from a show that I did with a very dear friend of mine, and I'll send it to you too, Jason. And then if you guys like it, we'll put it on the show.
It should be an interesting week. Hey guys, one of the things I want to leave you with, it's Friday, the 3rd of December. I'm going to go have lunch with our banker, who's in town. Actually lives here now. I think everyone's moving here. They're always looking for a tax break, or maybe a little less traffic, maybe less home invasion robberies. I'm just talking about California. Just kidding.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You know the number one market for real estate that is now unaffordable is? You know where that is?
Where?
Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
When my brother moved there, he bought a house for like $200,000, Neil, and then he said it like a year and a half later it was $400,000. I'm like,
Jennifer Runyon Corman, they bought their massive place, beautiful, overlooks the whole city. It's up on the bluff, on acreage, which is rare to get there now. But they bought a place almost 2 years ago. It has to have tripled by now.
oh well, for sure. Yeah, I've heard that people in Boise are not fans of people from California.
Neither are people here. Like when you tell someone you moved from California, they're kind of just like they don't like it. It's like
When
you're
I
invading
originally
their
moved
space.
from Kansas to Oregon, I was living in Oregon for a while. The workers literally came up to the house that we were building and said, had I had a California license plate instead of Kansas, they wouldn't even stop. That's how much people dislike Californians relocating to other places, as though California is nothing but a bunch of transplants anyway. So
hey, today before we close, by the way, I wanted to bring one more chart. Can you pull up a chart for me? So I just imagine that you wake up, you love DocuSign. It's been doing well for you for years.
Oh.
And you wake up today to down, let's see here. Let's
42?
Let's like DocuSign today. Let's see here.
42, I think.
DocuSign down $98.73, or 42.22%.
Yeah.
It is a market. It's a market of stocks, not a stock market. Sometimes things can go bad or good in individual names. But I wanted to leave you with it's Friday. I'm in a great mood. I know people don't realize this. I'm in a great mood because one of the things I love about the company is I work with people I like, people I love. I get to deal with bankers that I respect, that have treated me with respect, and that I like. I get to work with colleagues of mine, lawyers, friends. And it's not just about money. It's about who I spend my time with. I only want to work with people I like. I wanted to be self-employed and own my own company because I wanted to work with people and not have to work with people I didn't like. So Jason, you know I'm a big fan of yours. One of the things I like about Jason, his birthday's tomorrow, is that I asked Jason to join me in 2017. It took years for him to come join me, but he hung in there. Nick, you and your dad are great guys, and you guys have been nothing but honest and on time. Skyla's my niece. I've known her since she was 3, so she doesn't count. And, of course, Willie, I have known you since I was 18 years old. We went to the same high school together. And I'll say this very carefully, but Willie knows that I have been through trials and tribulations. Willie's been through a couple of his own, but none of that matters. What matters is that we're good people and that we do the best we can and we're honest with what we're doing. So we'll see you Monday. Remember, the show's now on 3 days a week. This is my favorite time of year. We had Thanksgiving, which I had some of the best split pea soup, which is made from the ham. I had a great Thanksgiving dinner, which is incredible. Special thanks to my wife and my sister-in-law for that. And now it goes into my birthday, which is December 8th. And then Christmas comes up. We'll have a Christmas party. We will be doing all kinds of things for the shareholders of DPW with the name change and the symbol change. We hope we're going to give them our own gift eventually. And then we're going to go into the new year. And then what else? What happens in the new year? All this will pass. Don't pay attention to the politicians. Don't pay attention to the haters. Don't pay attention to the people that want to separate you from your family or say that you can't evolve and that Bitcoin shouldn't be here. All those people just, everyone's right. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day. And I leave you with this thought process is there was a time when people were really upset that the horses were leaving manure all up and down those dirt fields, their streets. And then when the car came, the horse industry was upset that they were not going to be able to use whips and buggies anymore. These whips and buggy makers were going to be put out of business by a car. Everything changes. We'll see you Monday. There you go. Happy birthday, Jason and Nick.
Yes, thank you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thanks, Willie.
See you soon.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I'm off to Shake Shack.